So here's why nothing is working for your body anymore after 40. Hello, I'm Coach Tish and I am 45. So I'm in this with you all. So I want to tell you a story about one of my clients. She woke up one day and her own body felt like a stranger's. Anybody feel that? I know I did. Same woman, same faith, same discipline she's had for years, but suddenly nothing fits right. Nothing feels right, and nothing she tries is working the way that it used to work. If that's you, stay with me, child, because I'm about to tell you why. So, I want you to think back to your 30s for a second. You probably had a system. Maybe it was cutting out sugar, maybe it was walking 3 times a week, getting to bed at a decent hour, drinking your water. Hashtag drink that water. And it worked. Not perfectly, but it worked well enough, right? Then, child, somewhere about 38, 39, maybe even 40, 41, 42, something shifted. And not just a little. The system felt like it stopped. The weight started holding on, sleep got harder, energy got more inconsistent, and you started doing what a lot of disciplined women do when something stops working. You tried harder. You're like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. More restriction, more exercise, more willpower, more prayer over that plate. Child, I see you. And I need you to hear this before we go any further, because the reason that nothing is working is not because you lost your discipline. It's because the body you're trying to manage in your 40s is operating under a completely different hormonal set of rules than the body you had in your 30s, and definitely in your 20s. What worked then was designed for then. Your body didn't break. The strategy just expired, and I need you to understand that. And that's okay. So, let me explain what's actually happening. Perimenopause typically starts in your late 30s for some, but oftentimes early to mid 40s, sometimes earlier. Most women don't even know that they're in it because nobody told them what to look for. Hello, somebody? Your doctor might not have even mentioned it. Your mama probably didn't talk about it, and Google is a mess, a whole hot mess of conflicting information. So here's what's real. Your estrogen and progesterone levels are no longer steady. They're fluctuating, sometimes dramatically. And those two hormones don't just affect your cycle, they regulate your sleep, your metabolism, your mood, your memory, your stress response, your gut function, and if that wasn't enough, your relationship with food. So when they start shifting, your whole system shifts with them. Here's the part that matters for what you've been trying. Calorie restriction, which probably worked before, now signals your body that resources are scarce. And a body in perimenopause, especially one that's already stressed, responds to that signal by holding on to fat, which is the opposite of what you're trying to do, right? Particularly around your midsection. That's not failure. That's literally physiology doing exactly what it was designed to do. Also, high intensity exercise that used to burn fat can now spike your cortisol. And elevated cortisol tells your body to store energy rather than release it. So, you know what happens? The harder you push, the more your body may resist. So, it's doing the opposite of what you're trying to do. Sleep deprivation. Ooh, hello 3 a.m. club, which is most universal in perimenopause. It raises ghrelin. That's your hunger hormone. It also lowers your ability to regulate mood and make decisions. What? So those nights you're waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's not just exhaustion. They're actually working against everything you're trying to do. And then that's not it. There's your nervous system. This is what most of the content out there completely skips. When your nervous system is stuck in chronic stress response, which for a lot of women in the season looks like low-grade constant overwhelm rather than obvious crisis, your body cannot prioritize healing, fat burning, or hormone balance. It is just too busy trying to survive. You can eat clean and work out and still feel like you're spinning your wheels if your nervous system hasn't been addressed. I know that it might sound like a lot, y'all, but here's the good news. There's some good news in here. This is not permanent, and it is not a punishment. This is God's design shifting you into a new season. Your body is actually asking for something different, not harder, but different, okay? So, what works in perimenopause is gentler than what you've been trying oftentimes. It's more targeted, more consistent, less white knuckling, more sustainable. It starts with stabilizing your stress response before anything else. Sleep support, nervous system regulation, reducing the cortisol load. Then, after all that, you build from there. Protein timing matters more than it used to. Strength training matters more than cardio right now. Blood sugar stability matters more than calorie counting. And rest, child, rest, real intentional rest is not laziness. It is medicine. Okay? This is a completely different game, sis. And the woman or the women who start winning in this season are the ones who stop playing by the old rules. Okay, let's catch up to the new rules. Okay, if this is clicking something for you, I want you to do two things. First, leave me a comment below and tell me which symptom hit hardest. Was it the weight, the sleep, the exhaustion? I read every single one, and your answer will shape the content I make next. Second, I put together something specifically for women 40 and up who are exhausted and done starting over. It's called The Reset. It's a 3-day faith-based guide that walks you through the first steps of calming your system and getting your body back on your side. The link is in my bio, and it's free, and it's a real starting point. If you want more support beyond that, whether it's community or coaching or access to licensed clinical care, I have both doors open. Check the links below, and I'll see you in the next one.